Hello, welcome. My name is San. This is a reading today for Scorpio. There are no dates on my readings. I trust that when they find you, if they resonate, then they're yours at that time. Scorpio, I'm doing your reading with the Light Seers Tarot and the Muse Tarot, so you'll see a mix of both in your spread today. So we've got the Nine of Materials on the split, which is talking about asking for what you want. It sometimes comes through as like a vision board energy, but it also talks about a lot of independence with the Eight of Wands underneath that and the co-creation card. So maybe you're coming out of a phase of being independent and looking for something more romantic to come along. It's the bottom of the deck, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it after the last time. There was a beginning a while ago that didn't come to fruition, and now you are sitting on the precipice of another big change. You've got somebody who's calling you very powerfully, and it's like you're debating whether or not you're going to pursue it. Okay, overall energy from the What We've Forgotten Oracle for Scorpio. Akashic Records keeps coming up, talking about the fact that whatever is going on right now is based in the Akashic Records. It's like basically saying it's divine, you're on your divine path. So that could help kind of resolve some of the conflict perhaps that is coming up around this issue. It looks like you are dealing with a masculine who has not been in touch, but you have a back-to-back connection very powerfully. It's the first card on the table. This is my back-to-back connection card. It also comes in with a lot of memories. So it feels like somebody that you haven't seen in a time or haven't spoke to in a time, but suddenly you're feeling them very powerfully because of that back-to-back connection. So because it's back-to-back, to me, whatever's in front of you is your manifest reality. Whatever's behind you is your inner realm. So you have a strong inner realm connection, but they're not perceived in your outer realm. But the inner realm connection is coming in exceptionally strong right now, to the point where you're maybe feeling a strong indication. Sorry, the cards are supposed to be in this order. You're feeling a strong desire to move in a direction that is basically that you want to communicate with them. You're not hearing from them, but you're suddenly feeling like you want to reach out. The reason why I'm saying that is because they're coming up next. It's the King of Swords, which is the him card of this deck. If you've heard me talk about him, he's the one that whenever a masculine comes up in the reading, it's the one. It's the one. But I feel like you have not been in communication for a time. But now that this back-to-back, it's like basically something is pulling on you telepathically. You might be having a lot of dreams about them all of a sudden, or people are giving you messages on their behalf. I've been hearing friends telling me that so-and-so had a dream about such and such, and it's related to him. So you could be getting messages from other people. If you're not particularly open to receiving the message, it could be coming through others. And it's like the impulse that's coming out of it is that you have this strong desire to move towards them. I don't feel like you're following through on it though, because you're resting in this and letting it unpack itself before you make any moves. What I'm seeing for him though, the King of Swords, which I want to call the thinker today, he's very much in his head. He's stuck in his head. And when I say stuck in his head, I mean he's stuck. He's not communicating. He's very silent, but he is becoming supercharged. Is that true? Is the reason why you're feeling the tug on the connection, because he's going through a death and transformation energy right now with the moth. That could mean that his psychic abilities are starting to blossom. It could mean that he's actually playing around with the telepathic connection between the two of you, and it's the reason why you're feeling the pull. And like I said, it could be the reason why it's coming through other people, if that's true. If you're not open to receiving the communication directly, it will come to you through other people or through movies or songs or however it comes through. It happens to me. I have a particular person that I try not to look at as much as possible. Every time I ask for a message, it doesn't come through me. It'll come through other people. Suddenly I'll start getting calls like, oh, I had a dream about your person, or I had an intuition about your person. So that could be what's coming up for you, because your person is going through a big change with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. They're going through a massive character overhaul. And if they're going through something like that, you're going to be feeling it too, which is what I'm seeing here in the second row, is that you're going through your own stuff. So there's kind of some guidance here. Just let me finish this thought first though. The Eight of Emotions is coming up next, and this card has started to become, for me, it goes very beautifully with the Death card, the Death and Transformation, because it's like something is happening in this masculine's consciousness or energetic field that is feeling like day and night. Like, I've been comparing it to the first time I ever saw the Matrix movie. I think I was about 18 years old, and I went into the theater not knowing what to expect, and I came out changed. That's what this is looking like, coming out changed from an experience, so changed that it may actually be causing some like existential dread. It's like that when you come out of the movie theater and you're coming out of this dark space and you come back into the bright day, and it's kind of blinding, but you also have this whole new perspective of reality and perspective of self that comes with you that takes time to unpack. That's what he's going through. And it because you have this back-to-back connection, it makes sense that you would be feeling the tug of that. You're feeling the tug very powerfully. The interesting thing is, this is a communication card with the it being the Eight of Wands. It can mean a lot of communication, but it seems to only be going in one direction. The impulse is going in one direction. So that is an interesting idea about the fact that he is sitting in his own energy, unpacking this existential paradigm shift, and maybe actually considering walking away from a lot of stuff in his life right now. So it could be clearing out a lot of things for him. He's going through a clearing and cleansing phase, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like everything, Death and the Wheel of Fortune, everything in his life is changing. And so you're feeling the pull on that. It's like you want to call him up and ask him how he's doing. But with the guide coming up next, this is the tough love guide. She's not coming up with tough love for you today, though. She's coming up more like a cautionary, be cautious, because the Five of Swords. It's like, well, I'm wondering whether this is you or them. Somebody's experiencing a lot of headaches, but also experiencing this. So it could be like the chatter in the ear. It could be if people are bringing messages to you that it's actually weighing on you and giving you stress in your body. If somebody's telling you that they dream that you are back together with so-and-so, or that so-and-so contacted you, perhaps that's having a negative impact on your physical body and you're suffering from headaches. That's what I always get from this card, is headaches. But basically she's here to say, hold up. Don't follow through so quickly on this impulse to communicate or to reach out. This is the interesting thing. It feels like there's no hard feelings between you and this one. It's just that you've lost touch. For whatever reason, there's this mutual understanding that we will stay at a distance. But there's this impulse in you saying maybe it's time to connect. Maybe it's time to reconnect. Okay, so the tough love guide is here talking about, well, first of all, the way that the messages are impacting you physically. There is a lot of excitement, but at the same time, I wonder if you're connecting them. If you're really excited about this uptick of kind of psychic activity with your person at a distance, or receiving messages from the universe that it's time to reconnect, I wonder if you're also feeling depleted, and if you're making the connection that those two could be like one is causing the other. So, and then you've got this set of cards here with the Seven of Cups, the Five of Voices, and the Six of Swords, which was looking to me like you have something to go through. You have some there's like stuff coming up about past life connections. This could be part of the information that you're receiving from the universe is the past life stuff. There's things for you to be sorting through. It's like this discernment card because you're getting a lot of information right now. You could be getting overstimulated with the information that is coming in. And it's talking about you having to kind of sort through all of that with a very discerning eye. Because not everything that reaches you is going to be truth. So you have to pick through and know for sure what is resonant with you, especially if you're having negative physical results from being exposed to this energy. It's kind of talking about holding up until the water smooths out a little bit. And by the time the water smooths out with the Six of Swords, it's like you're going to have your answers. You're going to know whether or not the information that you're receiving is based in truth or does it even matter? That's the interesting thing. Does the past even matter? Maybe that's a question you're asking yourself, because this card to me always looks like somebody who's suddenly opening up to past life experiences and getting kind of a dump of a download about all sorts of things, like timelines that are crossing, parallel lives that are meeting or bleeding over, and it can be really confusing. So this guide here is talking about holding up at least until the headaches pass, if you're getting headaches. I hope that makes sense. It's like, it seems to me like because this, and you had the Akashic Records as well. So it's like you've suddenly, maybe it's the King of Swords that's doing it because he's going through the psychic awakening. I wonder if you communicated with him, if you did communicate with him, if he would tell you that he's been having a similar experience. Because people who have a back-to-back connection are often experiencing very similar, like parallel lives. So if you haven't been in communication, you've been in this independent state, but it does say that maybe you're ready for something to change, but you're not seeing it. With that card there, you're not seeing it. Or you haven't seen it because it's based on some past beginning. This to me talks about a past adventure that was exciting at the time. I always think of it as about 20 years ago. Something that happened 20 years ago. And now it's something related to that you're not seeing now. Or you never saw it play out. It didn't play out to its full completion point. So what I was saying about him is that he's going through this Mothi initiation and it's going to spill over, like I was saying here with this kind of timeline bleed through. If you're connected back to back, it means that whatever they're going through, you're going to be going through too, which means that they're picking up a lot of stuff about their own past lives and their own stuff. And you may be getting it. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish what belongs to which partner. You know, there may be a lot of overlapping, but there are individual stories as well. So you might want to spend some time kind of analyzing that information and allowing it to settle allow your body to settle. It's basically saying as long as your body is in upheaval, don't do anything drastic. It basically saying don't move towards them. But then there is this opening. Maybe this is where the physical symptoms release, because this opening comes through where all this light pours in, all this epiphany and awareness. But it comes after a time of diligent kind of deciphering, maybe with a guide helping you, or it could be a teacher. This could be the one that's bringing you the information. They could be the one bringing you some of the information, but also telling you be wary of it. Just because I picked it up doesn't mean that I'm a clear filter at all times. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's this real need for discernment, but there is this breakthrough point where everything opens up and then all of this inspiration pours in. I feel like this is where you're meant to move towards them. So it is coming. This inspiration that is very clear and apparent. I want to say this is coming through you directly. So it feels like there's a lot of this kind of by proxy. You're getting information through friends, or even if it's through this back-to-back connection, it's their stuff that you're picking up. If you're like me and sometimes you have other people's dreams and you might not even realize you're having other people's dreams, it can be very confusing because it feels like your own, but it doesn't always make sense. So that's what this is talking about. It doesn't always make sense. So this discernment process is very, very pertinent at this point. But it does talk about, it could be at the near completion of the death and transformation that this King of Swords is experiencing, because right underneath that is this, it's kind of like at the completion of it, or as it's wrapping up, clarity comes in for you, where there's this page of inspiration in the Lovers. It's basically saying that the path has been cleared. The path has been cleared, and I feel like something is going to happen to show you that. So it won't be like messages through other people. Maybe they're going to communicate to you. Maybe that's this card is talking about it kind of coming back in your direction. Or them they're acknowledging it somehow. It's like they're feeling your energy touch them, and then they're communicating it back to you. So it's almost saying something like, wait up, wait for the symptoms to subside. It could be that the symptoms that you're experiencing are also has to do with all of the solar activity as well, but that's all connected. Everything is connected. The fact that that he's going through a transformation and a Mothi initiation is connected to the solar activity as well, but the solar activity is affecting you in a very particular way that has to do with all of this past life and Akashic records sorting. It's kind of like getting access to the full Akashic records, but not all of the information there, first of all, can be taken in, but secondly, isn't necessarily significant to this moment. So you have to sort and sift and figure out what exactly is meant for you at this time. I do feel like you are meant to be in reconnection with this King of Swords, but it's like you're waiting for this grand epiphany of some sort to come through, and then the inspiration is there to move towards the Lovers, or to at least begin clearing the energy. Because this is my Lovers that talks about clearing. It's like I always see these hands opening up and kind of pushing all this stuff out of the way so that the Lovers can meet in the middle. So that's kind of the work that you're doing right now, is all this clearing, but it will be inspired. It's not going to feel like this. So as long as you're feeling like this, it's not the right time. That's what the guide is saying. They're saying wait until something inspirational occurs on your part where you are feeling inspired to approach or to receive the communication. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to continue to pull cards and create an extended. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box. And if not, I will see you next time, Scorpio. Thanks. Bye.